to the Daily Healing. I'm Britt Michaelian, the Frequency Master Artist. And if you've been feeling stuck, energetically drained, or like your manifestations aren't landing the way you know they can, this episode is going to feel like a deep exhale and a powerful activation at the same time. As a healer, I have to say it is a misconception that becoming a Reiki master or any type of healer somehow means you're above the challenges of life. If anything, it allows you to notice the shifts in vibration so you can recognize when you're in a moment of transition or growth, and it gives you the tools to transcend those challenges and the awareness that the process of facing the shadows is really just part of life. If you haven't heard it before, healing is really like peeling away the layers of an onion. You go through one layer and then there's another. And as long as we're embodied, we're going to keep peeling that onion. We're going to face growth and healing, and that's just part of the process. So enjoy the moments of life where things are moving effortlessly and with ease, and joy is plentiful. And in the tough spots, just breathe through it, stack your toolbox, and know that this is just how you learn and grow. To share a quick moment in my life where I was able to shift my frequency through my tools, I recently found myself facing some past trauma that resurfaced, and it was actually really being mirrored to me through relationships in my life. And I noticed that it was a pattern that had really been coming up my whole life, and it got me down for a couple of hours. I could really feel it deeply in my body. And the reason that this trauma came up is because it was affecting my loved ones in ways that I wasn't aware of. So when it came up, it gave me a chance to acknowledge that there's still some work to do there, another layer of the onion. So I felt the feelings that came up. I named them. There was some shame. There was some grief. And those are some of the lowest frequencies. So it's not surprising that I felt them in my body so viscerally. I asked what the lesson was in that moment. And I still continue to ask what the lesson is, because I think that sometimes we need to continue asking even when we think we're on the other side. And I really just needed to call my energy home, to take my power back in that moment and release the residual energy that had gotten stuck in my body and transmute that stagnant energy into love. Sometimes just placing your hand on the spot on your body where you feel stuck energy, and then just connecting to your heart and allowing your heart to just speak in that moment and just breathing can do wonders. So try it sometime when things feel intense. Just put your hands on your heart and breathe there. Put your hands on wherever on your body that you're experiencing stuckness, and just send love. It's a really powerful moment of self-love that no one else needs to know you're giving yourself. You can do it anywhere, silently. But in that moment, it feels like a much-needed hug. And when you tune in like that, you'll notice your frequency will lift because you had the right tools. So in this episode, we're going to go through some simple but powerful practices. So make sure you can be fully present and you're not driving or doing something that needs your attention. But by the end of this episode, you'll have your first frequency mastery practice that you can use today, and some additional tools to lift your energy and make you feel good. So who am I? If you haven't listened to my podcast before, I just want to explain to you a little bit who I am. Over the past few years, much of my work has been about educating people about the power of frequency art that transmits healing. And as I've stepped fully into my role and gone deeper into my own healing and teachings and work I do one-on-one with clients, I've stepped into the role as the frequency master artist, blending Reiki, infused art, and practical quantum practices to help you raise your frequency and transform your life so that you can become the master of your frequency, because I believe this is how we raise the frequency of the planet. Some call it ascension or 5D, whatever you want to call it. It gives you the tools to be aware of your energy and the energy around you, and gives you the ability to have a positive impact on the world through your awareness and presence. And when I say that you are aware of your energy, it's really another way of saying that would be that you are tapping into your soul and the wisdom of your soul. So they say you become a master after 10,000 hours of something. I've been a master of frequency art from way more than 10,000 hours. And now over the next few years, my offerings will be expanding to help you do the same. I'm just planting a little seed there. I'm not going to explain it, but there's more coming in terms of the work that I'm doing that will help you. So not necessarily in terms of you taking up painting, unless that's what calls to you, but more in terms of the art of life, mastering your frequency as a way of living. That's really what I am here to teach. So this all started, let's go all the way back to the day that I was born. I was born on the Day of the Dead. I'm a Scorpio. And I've always had extreme intuitive abilities. So I've always had a view of the energetics of things. I didn't necessarily have the words to explain what I was aware of, but I was definitely aware of things from a very young age. I saw and felt more low vibration energetic beings, maybe because of what was going on in my life. I was more attuned to that. But I also felt some high frequency beings, and that didn't really happen until later. So because of that, I sort of turned away from those abilities in terms of the sensitivity that I was feeling, because it scared me. But once I got to my late teens and I began exploring different aspects of healing, I was inspired on the path of healing because I had things like migraines, stomach ulcers, IBS, and depression. And I started meditating and doing yoga. I started paying attention to the foods that I was eating. I started being more physically active, going to the gym, going for walks, things like that. And I was obviously, making art at the same time. But I, at that time, was not aware that art was something that I could do with my life. I had been told that it was a hobby and that I would not be able to make enough money to sustain myself. So I just never really believed that I could be an artist. And so I always was just searching for something else. And nothing else felt like it was something that I wanted to do. So anyway, kind of back to my healing path. I started reading books like Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain, and I learned about things like essential oils and herbs. I started developing my intuitive abilities, and that was really through meditation, but also I started taking classes. I never thought about incorporating any of this into my art. It was just part of my daily routine for healing. Kind of like taking wheatgrass shots. My friends would all laugh at me like, ew, that's so gross. You're so weird. But I noticed small shifts in my energy and how I felt and in my body. And my life really did become more easeful when I paid attention to what it needed. So often we go through life on autopilot, and I am just as guilty as anyone of having those times. So if you're on autopilot right now, if I just snapped you out of a little autopilot moment, know that you're not alone. Maybe this is just your sign to go inward. There's a reason that you're listening to this. So listen to what you need, what your body needs, because your soul speaks through your body. Any ailment, any pain, it always goes back to some message that your body is trying to deliver to you. And if you want to dive deeper into this, and anyone who's ever had a session with me over the past few years has most likely seen this book that I treasure. It's called Metaphysical Anatomy by Yvette Rose, and it's really like an encyclopedia. You can search up different ailments, like if you have a broken toe or, just different ailments, or if you have, an ulcer in your stomach, or if you have migraines. It explains the emotional origins and sometimes the ancestral patterns to look into to heal. And it really helps you understand how your body speaks to you. Julia Cannon, who's Dolores Cannon's daughter, also wrote a wonderful book called Soul Speak, The Language of Your Body. This one is more simplified and it's just a shorter read, but great information. And she used to be a nurse, so it comes from that background. So anyway, back to my work and how Reiki came into the picture. In 2017, some friends were getting together for a Reiki training. One of our friends was a Reiki master, and she asked if we wanted to do Reiki's levels 1 and 2. So we did that. And I liked it, but I didn't really implement it into my life. And Reiki is kind of one of those things where you really do need to practice it on the regular in order to feel it and embody it. And so then a couple years after that, I retook with a different teacher, Reiki 1 and Reiki 2, and then I became a Reiki master teacher. And it was during that time that Reiki really became a major part of my life. I was running Reiki through my system daily. I was working on friends and loved ones when they wanted it. I worked on clients, and at the same time, my sister was in cancer treatment. So working on her a lot. I worked both in person and remotely with her and with clients as well. Anyway, that was when I received a vision to put Reiki healing into my art so it could serve as a healing transmission from the artwork. And then at the same time, I needed to educate people about what all this meant because the average person couldn't understand even what Reiki was. So I started Healing House events, which are art and wellness events. And this was just my way to be of service and provide an experience for people so that they could start paying more attention to their energy. So it would start with a sound bath and a guided meditation. I would do group Reiki healing, and then I would introduce healing practices to teach them about the energy and frequency so they could understand what the artwork was and why I was creating artwork and why there was an extra layer of value to this artwork, that it could really serve as an elite wellness tool. So over the past few years, manifestation has become a huge buzzword, and it's also a really important concept for humans because we're creators. So you can use the word manifest, you can also use the word create. We came into this world to create. And while I was hosting Healing House events and selling art to people that were experiencing these energetic transformations from my artwork and from my teachings, I also realized that so many of my clients were struggling to manifest their desires because they were stuck in lower frequencies. They were carrying limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns that were preventing them from moving forward. And it became clear that frequency was the missing link in manifestation and peace. So my work has expanded to include the Quantum Manifestation Accelerator, where I work one-on-one with clients to get clear on what they want to manifest, and then we clear the way so they can start seeing results. And then I wasn't able to work one-on-one with all the people during the times that they had available and whatnot, so I really wanted to give them the tools to still experience this work. So I created the Quantum Manifestation Self-Study. And this is not just that you are studying this on your own, but also you are studying yourself and kind of learning how your soul speaks through your body and learning how to tap in and kind of have a conversation with your soul as a way to bring your gifts to the world. So again, it's just, peeling away the layers of the onion. And on the Quantum Manifestation Self-Study program, people have gone through that in as little as 5 days. And in those 5 days, they have really experienced profound shifts. And the beauty of this program is you can then start it over and do another 5 days and another 5 days. And you can really get into peeling the layers of the onion. Whereas for people who want the one-on-one, they need more accountability and that type of thing. They want somebody else to, explain some things to them in a little more detail. And so that's the difference, is you either work one-on-one or you can do it yourself, which, by the way, people who buy the Quantum Manifestation Self-Study program can email me questions at any time. So I'm always here to help. But anyway, if you want to move forward and you feel you're ready to move beyond something or just to the next level of who you know you're meant to be, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling unclear, if you're feeling like that your life is meant for more and you're just kind of stuck in the routine of your life and you can't see beyond it, this is a program that will really help you break through. So anyway, my mission is really to help you raise your frequency so you can help raise the frequency of the collective. One daily practice or painting and one shift at a time. So frequency mastery, and this episode is really about frequency mastery because I want you to have a tool you can use today after listening to this episode, and that you can repeat this practice for those 10,000 hours, or you can dive deeper. But if you just use this one tool, you'll be able to notice a positive shift. Okay, so to define frequency mastery in simple terms, there are 3 pillars. There's awareness, activation, and integration. Awareness is about noticing your current frequency. So just take a moment right now and tune into how you feel right now in this moment. Notice if there's any tension. Notice if your frequency is high. Notice if there's any weight, that feels in your body, like there's just something that you can't explain. Just notice it, no judgment, just observe. activation. So the activation can be using Reiki or art to shift your energy. You don't have to buy my art to receive this activation. You can simply look at my work and receive healing. So my work is on the screen so that you can use this in this practice in a moment. You can go to my website. You can use any of my artwork on the screen and just look at the artwork, or you can get a print. I'm going to be offering prints in a couple weeks, or you can buy an original or create a piece of art yourself if you're a Reiki master, a healer, same type of thing. And there are other artists who are doing this type of work. I'm not the only person, but for me, for my purposes, I have my art that you can use on my website or on social media or wherever you find it, or on the screen now. So integration is about daily practices that create lasting change. Today, we're going to do a mini activation, and that'll help shift your energy right now. But moving forward, to really notice the subtle shifts becoming more powerful, it's important to keep coming back to this work. So we'll talk about that after the activation, but those are the 3 pillars: awareness, activation, and integration. And that is how you master frequency. So this healing practice is different from regular mindset work because it's embodied and energetic versus purely mental. You're tapping into the language of your body in this process and learning to take the temperature of your energy, so to speak, with the goal of raising your frequency. One of my art collectors has a piece of art that supports her solar plexus chakra, which boosts her personal power, and it also supports her throat chakra, so clear communication and self-expression. When we first started working together, she had tremendous anxiety that prevented her from basically leaving her house, except maybe a few times a week to go to the grocery store or go to a doctor's appointment or that type of thing. She really just preferred to stay in her home. And since she's done the Quantum Manifestation Accelerator, she goes out for a walk in nature every evening. Her relationship with her children is much stronger and she feels more empowered. And she started with the artwork as inspiration for her journey and then used the accelerator to do just that, to move past what was blocking her to the next level of who she knows she's meant to be in this life. And that process is ongoing, but it's amazing to watch the transformation when someone says yes to their soul. It's really amazing the shifts that we can experience just by putting ourselves in a seat and doing some focused work. So that's what we're going to do now in this little mini activation. So we're going to go through a short practice I call the 90-second frequency anchor using breath and visualization. Hopefully I can do this in 90 seconds so you can come back. We're going to be using a piece of my art called I Am Powerful, I Am Complete. This piece supports the root chakra, which is grounding, which everybody needs, because the reason that so many of us feel scattered, the reason that so many of us feel like we're just not able to be as effective in our day is because we're not grounded. And that is the root chakra. So using this artwork and doing an activation like this in 90 seconds will really just help you to tap into the frequency of a healthy, grounded root chakra so that you can be more effective. So I Am Powerful, I Am Complete is the artwork on the screen. And this is your foundational daily practice. It combines breath work, body awareness, and visualization using this root chakra painting. And I'm going to quickly ground you through this. And you're going to release anxiety and fear and anchor in safety, strength, and completeness. So find a quiet place, if you haven't found one already, where you can sit or stand comfortably with your feet flat on the floor. This is not a practice that can be done while driving or doing anything that requires your attention elsewhere. So pause this and come back if you're doing that so that you can just be fully present, just for a few minutes. And when you're settled comfortably, gently place one hand on your heart and the other on your lower belly, just below the navel, and tune into your root chakra area at the base of your spine. Take a moment now to close your eyes and visualize a glowing orb of red energy at the base of your spine, connecting you to the support of Mother Earth. Now take 3 slow, deep breaths, inhaling through the nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And then exhaling through the mouth for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And continue. Inhaling to a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 6. And as you breathe, silently ask yourself, what frequency am I running right now? Notice any tension, heaviness, anxiety, scattered thoughts, feelings of insecurity in your body, especially in your lower back, your legs, or the base of your spine. No need to fix anything, just observe with compassion. What frequency am I running right now? Now, softly open your eyes and bring your gaze to the painting on the screen. I am powerful, I am complete. See and tune into its rich grounding colors and the sacred materials, the transmission of Reiki healing energy that is being transmitted to you through this work. There is actually Sedona energy vortex soil that is connecting you to the earth that is in this painting, and there are powdered crystals like selenite for purity, amethyst for divine connection, rose quartz for unconditional love. And just open your heart to receive healing in this moment. Breathe it in as you allow your eyes to explore the art. And with every exhale, just release a little tension as you connect with the earth and this moment now. Imagine that the red in the painting is allowing a red light at the base of your spine to flow. And it is grounding you even more solidly to the earth. Feel these strong, stabilizing roots growing from the soles of your feet deeply into the earth, connecting your root chakra at the base of your spine to the earth. Silently or out loud, repeat these affirmations 3 times with power and conviction. I am powerful, I am complete. I am powerful, I am complete. I am powerful, I am complete. With each repetition, feel the painting's energy anchoring you into this moment, dissolving fear, financial worry, insecurity, and replacing it with unshakable safety, vitality, and confidence. Now place both hands over your heart and take one final deep breath. Smile and say softly, thank you. I am safe. I am whole. In this moment, I am everything I need to be. When you're ready, thank yourself for taking the time to follow this practice. And now check in with your frequency again. Do you feel more relaxed, more at peace, more empowered? Carry this grounded, powerful frequency with you throughout the day and tap back into this feeling right now that you just cultivated whenever you need it. You can use this practice in the morning when you wake up. Just repeat this quick meditation. It sends a strong foundation for the day. It's a nice and quick way to get started. You can use it in the middle of the day if you need a little reset from stress or anxiety, and you can use it before you go to bed for deep sleep. Just tune in right here and listen to this quick meditation, or keep a print or a photo of I am powerful, I am complete in your space, whether that's on your phone or printed out next to your bed or on your desk. So you can glance at it during the practice for even stronger activation. And also when you have it around, you'll be more likely to remember to actually just tune in for a quick couple moments and tap into that grounded energy. For anyone who has attended one of my Healing House events, you'll be familiar with my 7 daily healing practices. The book will be coming out later in 2026, but these scientifically backed practices help regulate your nervous system while also you're raising your frequency. So you're in the right vibration to manifest what it is that you want in the world. And so they are grounding, which we just did the meditation for, inspiration, movement, nourishment, gratitude, forgiveness, and grace. We did the grounding practice using breath work, guided meditation, and you received healing through the art piece, I Am Powerful, I Am Complete. You can do this. There are going to be a number of other meditations that are going to be coming out that are going to go through all of the 7 chakras. And there are actually episodes where there are meditations for each one of these practices in previous seasons of the Daily Healing Show. So just so that you know, that is accessible for you now. If you want longer meditations, you can just go back in the shows. So going through the I Am Powerful, I Am Complete exercise, when we ground, it shifts the autonomic nervous system from the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight or freeze, to the parasympathetic, which is rest and digest dominance, that results in lower stress, reduced pain, and improved heart rate variability. So that's the science behind it. And if you want to take it a step further, you can place your feet on the earth, on soil or dirt or sand as you do this practice. And when you connect with the earth while you're consciously being present in the moment, you're going to receive even greater physical, mental, and energetic benefits, helping to calm your nervous system and raise your frequency, which allows you to show up in the world and attract higher frequency experiences. So right now is the time to let you know what I've got for you in case you want to dive deeper in this work. If you haven't already, make sure that you're claiming your free monthly remote Reiki healing by subscribing at brittmichaelian.art. There will be a link in the description, and I'm going to put a link in the show notes also for the books that I've mentioned. All you have to do is subscribe to my email list there or on my Substack, which is brittmichaelian.substack.com. And on the first of every month at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time, you will be receiving Reiki healing energy that I will be sending to you remotely for as long as you're a subscriber. I don't send a ton of email messages, so don't worry about that. This is just my gift to you. It's my way to be of service so that I can help make the world a better place. And so if that's something you're interested in, make sure you're subscribed. If you are looking to build your frequency or raise your frequency and you really want to manifest and you want to step that up, check out the Quantum Manifestation Self-Study for the next couple weeks. When you purchase the program, you get a bonus 45-minute one-on-one session with me, and that value is about $444. So you're getting a huge bonus, and you can use that before you get started on the program or after if you need help with integration. I'm happy to help you anytime. If you want more guidance, the Quantum Manifestation Accelerator has a few limited spots. I only work with very select people in this. It's a 5-session program where we start with a BQH quantum healing, hypnosis, and channeling session. You receive healing as well. And then we do some follow-up sessions to help you move past blocks and integrate all the information that comes through so that you can follow through with what it is that you want to experience in your life. And we can really figure out how to integrate it into your life so that you actually experience what it is that you desire. And so if you need more accountability in terms of holding yourself to the goals that you have, this is a good program for you. And if you're ready to move and you need someone to keep you on track, you want to visit the link in the description, set up a 15-minute consultation if you have any questions, or you can just schedule, purchase and schedule from there. And then I also have my frequency art prints that come in multiple sizes. You can get a print for each chakra, and you can have a practice where you are constantly using these pieces of art to balance your system. You can do a meditation where you tune into each one of the pieces and your chakras at the same time as a way to start your day or end your day. Or if there's one chakra or one intention that you're really looking to bolster, balance, whatever, you can choose that painting or that print, and that will help you. And then the Daily Healing book is going to be launching later this year, and I'm going to be launching the Daily Healing Mastery membership through Substack. So that'll be coming out when the book comes out as well. Anyway, your frequency is your power. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your entire reality shift. Remember the practice we did today, the frequency anchor. Try it for the next 7 days. It is what we did is called the frequency anchor, and it is the first step in mastering your frequency. So try it for the next 7 days and share your experience on Instagram or Substack in the comments. And I'd love to hear how things are shifting for you. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Daily Healing Podcast. All the links will be in the show notes, and there's also a downloadable workshop or worksheet for the frequency anchor practice to help you keep track of your progress. So you can make sure to download that. The link is in the show notes. And that's about it for now. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. If you have any questions, or if you're just curious and want to reach out and say hi, I'd love to hear from you. I'm on Instagram, and my website is brittmichaelian.art. And I will see you in the next episode where we will dive deeper into frequency mastery. Have a wonderful day.